Now let us apply steady flow energy equation and mass balance equation for different engineering devices. So let us consider nozzle to which we need to apply steady flow energy equation and mass balance equation. We know that nozzle is a device which increases the kinetic energy or velocity at the expense of pressure drop. Okay, in the nozzle, pressure drops and its velocity increases. So let us consider a typical diagram for nozzle. So we can see in the diagram here, fluid enters here and fluid at the right side. So mass flow rate m dot 1 at inlet and m dot 2 at outlet. So both should be equal. So let us apply steady flow energy equation for this nozzle. So from that steady flow energy equation, we know the general expression H1 at inlet B1 square by 2 GZ1 plus Q1 to 2, which means that enthalpy at inlet, kinetic energy at inlet, and the potential energy at inlet plus heat transfer involved at the inlet, which is equal to the same energy at the outlet. We know that here in this nozzle, heat transfer is 0 and work transfer is 0, which means that there is no heat transfer from system to surrounding and surrounding to system. And also we can observe there is no work transfer from surrounding to system, system to surrounding. So both will be 0. And this equation takes the form h1 plus v1 square by 2, which is equal to h2 plus v2 square. And we can observe here gz1 and gz2 both will also 0, because the height of the inlet from the ground and height of the outlet from the ground is almost equal. That's why the elevation from the ground will be equal. That the equation becomes this. And we also know a very important term, that in nozzle the exit velocity is very high compared to inlet velocity, so that we can neglect the inlet velocity. So v1 can be treated as 0. Now the equation finally becomes enthalpy at inlet equal to enthalpy at outlet plus kinetic energy at the outlet. So equation is h1, which is equal to h2 plus v2 square by 2. This is the equation. So we can use to analyze or to have a thermodynamic analysis on a nozzle. And if you rewrite the previous equation for nozzle, v2 square by 2, which is equal to h1 minus h2, and v2 which is equal to under root 2 into h1 minus h2, or v2 equal to under root 2 into cp t1 minus t2. We know that h1 equal to cp into t1, h2 equal to cp into t2. So finally for nozzle, exit velocity v2 equal to under root 2 cp into t1 minus t2. Now let us apply steady flow energy equation for diffuser. It is a device, diffuser is a device which increases the pressure at the expense of velocity or kinetic energy. So nozzle is completely opposite to diffuser, or diffuser is completely opposite to nozzle. In nozzle, pressure drops and velocity increases. Here in diffuser, pressure increases and velocity drops. So you can see in the diagram here, fluid enters here and fluid leaves here. Fluid velocity will be decreased compared to inlet. So let us apply steady flow energy equation for diffuser is. So this is the general steady flow equation we have. And here also heat transfer and work transfer involved between system and surrounding is 0 here. So we can neglect both potential energy as well as work transfer and heat transfer. If you neglect all this, then equation turns here h1 plus v1 square by 2, which is equal to h2 plus v2 square by 2. And similarly here v1 is more compared to v2. So that's why here v2 can be neglected, which can be treated as which is equal to 0. Then the equation becomes v1 square by 2, which is equal to h2 minus h1. So v1 at inlet velocity is under root 2 into h2 minus h1. And again we know that v1 equal to under root 2 cp into t2 minus t1. You can observe very interesting thing here. In nozzle, so inlet velocity is negligible, but outlet velocity is very important. In diffuser, inlet velocity is important and outlet velocity is negligible. Now let us consider to which we will apply steady flow energy equation. So let us consider compressor. We know that compressor is a device which increases the pressure and it requires work input and power input to increase the pressure. So let us consider general steady flow energy equation, and we will apply this steady flow energy equation to compressor, and we will see what are the changes that we need to make in this equation to apply it for compressor. Okay, so compressor consists of motor which is coupled to the compressor chamber, and air or fluid enters here and it exits here. Okay, the air or whatever the fluid which enters will be compressed and will be sent out from the compressor, and for that we need to supply the work to compress the fluid. Then this is a general steady flow energy equation. We know we have derived it is h1 v1 square by 2 gz1 plus q1 to 2 means heat transfer, which is equal to h2 plus v2 square by 2 gz2 plus work transfer. And here there is no heat transfer involved between system and surrounding. Okay, we are not supplying any we are not supplying any heat to the system, so that this q1 to 2 is 0, and by neglecting the kinetic energy and potential energy. Because in compressor we have to remember one thing: the velocities of the fluid which enters and leaves will be very negligible. It is not that important to consider, so usually we will neglect that. Heat transfer from the system or to the system is 0, and by neglecting the kinetic energy and potential energy term, this is the kinetic energy term and this is the potential energy term, both will be neglected. Then the remaining equation in this equation is h1 equal to enthalpy at inlet to h2 plus minus of w1 to 2, because work is supplied to the system, that is why the work done here is negative. Then the equation for compressor is h1 equal to h2 minus w. Then multiplying m dot in both the sides, if you do that, and the equation becomes this, and this is the steady flow energy equation for the compressor. Now let us consider turbine. Turbine is a device which produces power, that is, it gives power output. So let us consider a proper diagram for turbine, and fluid enters here and it leaves here. Okay, then this is the general steady flow energy equation we have, and for turbine there is no heat transfer involved here. Okay, and by neglecting kinetic energy and potential energy term, it becomes h1 equals to h2 plus work transfer. Then if you multiply it by mass transfer m dot, then the equation becomes this, and this is the steady flow energy equation for turbine. Okay, heat exchanger. Heat exchanger is a device which transfers the heat from one fluid to another fluid. Okay, it is a device within which heat transfer takes place from one fluid to another fluid. And now we will apply steady flow energy equation to this heat exchanger, and we will see what are the changes that we need to do on the general steady flow energy equation. Here there is no heat transfer from system to surrounding and surrounding to system. Heat transfer takes place within the system itself. That is why no heat transfer and no work transfer, and by neglecting potential energy term and kinetic energy term, then the remaining equation will be this: hw1 plus hs1, which is equal to hw2 plus hs2. W represents water and S represents steam. Okay, here cooling water enters and water will be exiting out. Here steam enters and steam will be exiting out. Both will be mixed and heat transfer takes place between water and the steam. Clear? When water comes in contact with the steam, it absorbs the heat from the steam. Whereas steam comes in contact with the water, it loses heat to the water. So for this heat exchanger, so energy equation, steady flow energy equation will be this. This is enthalpy of water plus enthalpy of steam at inlet is equal to enthalpy of water plus enthalpy of steam at the outlet. Both should be equal. This is the mass balance. Flow rate of water at inlet plus mass flow rate of steam at inlet is equal to mass flow rate of water plus mass flow rate of steam at outlet. So both should be equal. That is what the balance. This is the energy balance and this is the mass balance for heat. Steam desuperheater. Steam desuperheater is a device which converts high temperature steam to low temperature steam by spraying water. That is why the name of the device is desuperheater. Desuperheater means it reduces the temperature of a steam by spraying water. It is a device which converts high temperature steam to low temperature steam by spraying some water on it. Okay, the diagram you can observe here, a typical diagram for desuperheater. Okay, superheated steam enters here and saturated steam exits here because low temperature steam. So superheated steam enters and we will spray some water on it, then the superheated steam becomes saturated steam, or its temperature of superheat will be reduced. And for this steam desuperheater, let us apply steady flow energy equation. We know this general steady flow energy equation, and here in the desuperheater there is no heat transfer, there is no work transfer from system to surrounding and surrounding to system, but heat transfer takes place between these two fluids, but it will be within the system. That is why this heat transfer from the system to surrounding and surrounding to system will be zero. Similarly, no work transfer between system to surrounding and surrounding to system. And by neglecting kinetic energy and potential energy term usually, and the steady flow energy equation for desuperheater is enthalpy at enthalpy of steam at inlet plus enthalpy of water at inlet is equal to enthalpy of steam at outlet, and this is the mass balance equation. Mass flow rate of steam at inlet plus mass flow rate of water at inlet is equal to mass flow rate of steam at outlet.